Okay, well,
Uhuru. Touch one. Touch one. One Africa. One nation. Uhuru, appreciate it. That's what it's about. Today we want to welcome you to the Sunday rally. We're located in St. Louis at 4101 West Florissant. We're on the corner of West Florissant and Alice, and we'll be here from 3 to 5. So if you're watching online and you still have time to come by and you can participate in person, the International People's Democratic Uhuru Movement brings to you these Sunday rallies every Sundays. The International People's Democratic Uhuru Movement is a leading mass force under the banner of the Uhuru Movement that is led by the African People's Socialist Party, and we recognize and appreciate the work that Chairman Omali Yeshitela has done in building the Uhuru Movement and building up InPDUM, as we call the International People's Democratic Uhuru Movement. International People's Democratic Uhuru Movement comes to you with bread, peace, and Black power on its mind, and we meet our people at their political doorstep. So wherever you are in your political consciousness, if you look at the Revolutionary National Democratic Program, you'll see a list of 77 some points. One of those points meets you somewhere at your political door, and we can build from there. So before we go further in our program, we have a great program today. Our theme is centered around when we fight, we win. North and West Side demands reparations now. Organized for, we did that last week. So the continuous theme is for us to continue to organize, but we also know that we're still in a fight back mode. And we'll talk about a little bit more of that because we know that the people in the city of St. Louis are still suffering from the aftermath of this tornado that hit down May 16th. And we know how the city has been really into this whole benign neglect mode and letting it rot, and they've surely been doing that. Earlier this morning, I just happened to be driving through the west side. I had to make a run this morning, and it was just remarkable to see some of the damages that to buildings that I hadn't seen yet, and they have been like that ever since the tornado, and it don't look like nobody did anything, not to move even one brick. So we're going to have a little bit more discussion about that, but before we go deeper into the program, we're going to sing the African Nation Fight song. You'll find it on the screen. Those in the auditorium, we ask you to please stand, and those online, you can follow along with the African Nation Fight song, Uhuru. Africa.
We are winning. Shout Uhuru for our freedom. We are winning. We'll dance and sing songs when revolution's won. We are winning. Africa's best.
strong.
Yes, we are one. We
are
winning. Viva Iti, who first set us free. We are winning. Carry the torch of Jean-Jacques Dessalines. We are
winning.
Ou peut-être pour les cailles. We are
winning.
We will rejoice when the colonizers die. They die. We are winning. Love is the liberation of our African nation. Freedom to organization. Socialist world our creation.
1 billion strong.
Yes, we are one. We are winning. Fight like Fannie Lou and Malcolm too. We are winning. Remember our struggle, always be true. We are winning. From Harlem to Brazil to Azania, we are winning. We fight and live for a free Africa. We are winning. Love is the liberation of our African nation. Freedom to organization. Socialist world our creation. 1 billion strong. Yes, we are one. We are winning. Patrice Lumumba's life won't be in vain. We are winning. Keep up the work in Marcus Garvey's name. We are winning. Independent and free is what we will be. We are winning. Africa will bask in our victory. We are winning. Love is the liberation of our African
Freedom.
freedom to organization. Socialist world our creation. 1 billion strong.
Yes, we are one.
We are
Winning. We are winning. Oh, fist up! Fist up! Touch one! Uhuru. So I want to appreciate that 1 billion strong. Yes, we are one. We are winning, as we demonstrated winning activities yesterday, which we will get more have more conversation about that. But next up, we have our political education that is brought to you from the 14-point platform of the African People's Socialist Party. This week we are on point 8, and our comrade, who is the local chair of the International People Democratic Uhuru Movement, Comrade Westbrook, will come up and lead us in that political education. Uhuru. Uhuru. Yeah. Touch one. Touch one. Fist up.
Uhuru. Westbrook, as it was stated, and we will be dealing with point 8 of the 14-point platform. And if you have today program with you, you can follow along. Uhuru. And once again, this is what we want and what we believe out of the 14-point working platform that was adopted September 23rd, 1979, and revised in 81 from the African People's Socialist Party. And point 8 is, we want the immediate withdrawal of the U.S. police from our oppressed and exploited community. I said we want the immediate withdrawal of the U.S. police from our exploited and oppressed community. We believe that the various U.S. police agencies which occupied our communities are arms of the U.S. colonialist state, which is responsible for keeping our people enslaved and terrorized. We believe that the U.S. police agencies do not serve us, but instead represent the first line of U.S. defense against the just struggles of our people for peace, dignity, and socialist democracy. Therefore, we believe that U.S. police are illegitimate standing army of a colonial army in the African community. They are the first line of the colonial army in our communities and must withdraw immediately from our communities to be replaced by our liberation forces who struggles in the defense of our communities and against our oppression, demonstrate their loyalty and their willingness to serve in its interests. Uhuru. Once again, we believe that the U.S. police must withdraw from our African communities now. When we look around, we say that most of the hardship that we face is coming from this state. It's coming from this state. Sometimes we try to separate the police department from the rest of the apparatus, but we do know that this is the first line of defense. This is the first line of defense. Sometimes we try to separate them from the standing army, but we know that this is all part of the same entity. And we say y'all must get the hell out of our neighborhoods because y'all not there to protect and serve, but y'all there to keep the status quo going. And what is the status quo? To protect capitalism, to protect colonialism. And we know that that is the root of our problem. It's not necessarily racism. It's not necessarily them versus us, but it's colonialism. And we know that the police is the first line of defense, you know? We know that our comrade, one of our comrades' neighbors just got shot by the police a few weeks back. It wasn't just. He was protecting his own home, but they pulled up and shot this man. We learned from the news last night that they attacking our babies. You know, they just using any and every reason to justify that. But we know an 18-year-old kid was joyriding. Unfortunately, you know, he went about that the wrong way and hijacked the car. But since when do a hijacking equal to death? Ain't that a couple years in jail and some fine? But they killed an 18-year-old boy for joyriding. A few days before that, they ran over or hit, they said, another youth for joyriding. Before that, it was, and I don't want to keep speaking this joyriding, but they call it theft. Yeah, these theft of the cars. But one more thing, and I'm still trying to get information behind this. But a few weeks back, a young kid was joyriding. He jumped out the car. He took off running. He hid within some bushes. The cops told him to come out. Because he didn't come out, they said because he didn't respond, it justified them killing this boy. But was no gun found? Was no gun found. Was no reason to kill this boy. But this is what we have, quote unquote, protecting and serving us. Then we know a few weeks back, the state took control of the police department. No, we didn't ask you to take control. We asked you to get the hell out of our community. Uhuru? So once again, we believe that they are occupiers and they must withdraw now. All police that occupy the community are armed state, are part of the armed state. And they there to keep us oppressed. Don't you forget that. They there to keep us oppressed. We were just at a forum meeting the other day that will be speak more about later on in the rally. But a couple things I heard that hurt my feelings. The people said that more police should be on the street. Is that the answer?
No.
No. Total withdrawal. Total withdrawal. And it is unfortunately that we have our people, the news. Thank God we have our own Burning Spirit news where you could check it out on Facebook or YouTube. But we got our own if you will, media. Thank you. We got our own media to tell the real stories and not their narratives. Amen. Because if you listen to the news every day, you will hear this narrative to make, not us, but make someone say it's more police needed and more police is not needed. More money is needed. Because we know poverty create what? Crime. Poverty create crimes. And we know capitalism is the real corporate of poverty. When you had a top 1%ers leeching and everybody at the bottom is feeling the blunt of that. But we also believe that the U.S. police do not serve us. They are the first line of defense against the liberation and socialist democracy. If we know anything that is clear from the police department, is that they was the front line of getting rid of all the liberations, all the freedom fighters in the 50s and the 60s. And that's one of the reasons why the African People's Socialist Party was created, to further the revolutions of the 60s. Because the police and the feds and all the apparatus try to kill it. We know that in 85 that the police dropped a bomb. They dropped a bomb on us. Baby, you know the song. That is the reason that the song was written. But the police dropped a bomb on some black folks. Car move, revolutionary. That is the experience that we feel or that we get by the police. But the police, they don't mind coming in our community to protect the white man business from getting looted. Ain't that's why they say they put the curfew up during the hurricane, tornado? Thank you, the tornado. They wasn't protecting us, protecting the capitalism business. But the U.S. police are a standing army against us. And we must understand that. Because never would this army, and never did this army have our backs. Matter of fact, I remember this army, especially in Vietnam, gathering a lot of us black folks and throwing us on the front lines and killing us. The army never had our back, especially when you had great black folks going to serve, to fight for freedom, just to come back and don't receive it. But once we know that the army and the police is one of the same, then we say we don't want that, but we want our own liberation forces in our own community serving our own interests. So they must leave now. Uhuru? Okay, we're gonna go to the questions. Starting with question 1. Okay. We believe that the problem with the police is A, a few bad apples that make the whole force look bad. or we believe that the problem with the police is B, the police have a hard job trying to catch the bad guys, or C, the police need more training in race relations,
That's right.
or D, the police are an arm of the U.S. colonialist state keeping African enslaved and terrorized. Anyone had an answer? Raise your hand. D, that's right. The police are in arms of the U.S. colonial state, and their only job is to keep us terrorized and enslaved. So we should not be calling them to our community to enslave us and terrorize us. Uhuru? Uhuru. Let's get James hand clap the face. Number 2, the police are an illegitimate standing army, a colonial army, B, C, must immediate withdraw from our community, or D, all of the above. All of the above, you are correct. Let's give our man Charles, come on up to the mic. Come on up. Appreciate you. And third, but not last but not least, the police must be replaced with our own African Liberation Forces, B, the Boy Scout, or C, the Guardian Angels. Anybody? Raise your hand.
Or the SWAT team.
The SWAT team.
D, SWAT team.
Don't forget them.
Yeah.
Well, I guess it was meant for me to forget them because they ain't on this motherfucker. I didn't want to mention the SWAT team, but what is it? What is it? I'm sorry, it's not mentioned on her, but what is it? D, the SWAT team. But what is it? Yeah. Okay. Hey, what it is? Yeah, and we really do truly appreciate your participation within the within not only this aspect of the political education, but our whole rally. But this political education, it's not just a 15-minute segment. It is to educate us, send us back into the community, and for us to educate the community. Because one thing I heard within these a few months is you had a lot of people requesting for the enemy to come and watch over our streets. So we got to put that myth to rest. So go out there and educate the people. Uhuru? Uhuru. And this will conclude this week of the 14-point platform. Next week, we will pick it back up at point 9. Give yourself a round clap of Uhuru. Best start. Uhuru.
Touch one. Touch one. One nation. That's what it's about. So coming up next on the agenda, we have a couple of cultural pieces today for you, and then we're gonna bring that little levity like we like to bring around this time. But this particular culture, this is a new time for us, and hearing this comrade, and he's a member of InPDUM. He's been a diligent member of InPDUM since he joined earlier this year, and we're going to bring up one Lonnie Epps. Right. Yeah, come up to the podium if you please. Thank you, Connie.
Right.
Kiss sweat.
Thank you. I appreciate the offer, the possibility of being part of the program. I always enjoy it. Quickly, I'll just say this little tribute I'm going to do is to most of you know a gentleman by the name of Ibrahim Traoré. And He's doing some fantastic things in Africa, and I hope that more of the countries as well as us watch his lead because he's really pulling things ahead. And I think that's a positive, very big positive thing. So you all you will determine whether or not I take this to some kind of a musical level. I'll put it that way. So you got to judge. But anyway, here it goes. Ebrium Trire, Yah is on your side. Ebrium Trire, Yah is on your side. Keep your hand in God's hand and you will rise. Ebrium Traore. Let love be your guide. Ebrium Traore. Please let love be your guide. Keep your hand in God's hand and you will rise. I said, keep your hand in God's hand and you will rise. Ebrium Traore.
Yeah, baby. That was tight, Lonnie. Yeah, that was tight. Yeah. I started feeling the music that go with that in there. You feel it? I started feeling the music that can go with that. That's the beauty of African people's culture is bar none and sits down to none, to nobody. We use our culture for many, many, many centuries.
Yes.
It helped us through slavery, for example.
Yes.
And it's helping us through today.
Yes.
One interesting thing I just happened to see, just to say something, about the arts. Bear with me. So when babies are born, babies do three things instinctually. One thing they do is they start singing before they start talking. The other thing that they do is they start dancing before they start walking. The other thing that they do is they start painting before they start writing. So, yeah, that's just pretty deep. I just happened to say that, so I just want to share that a little bit. I ain't got to go nowhere with that. Take it where you want to take it. Just take it where you want to take it. We got some more culture coming up a little bit later, but I would say it's saving the best for last, but the last was we just too cold. We can't do no better. But we got a resident poet coming up next. So right now we want to give a little shout out, and we're gonna have a little discussion about some summation from yesterday, because yesterday was a fantastic day. We had a block party. And I said it then yesterday, I grew up in St. Louis with block parties, and it was always weird and odd to me to go to other communities where they didn't have them. And pretty soon, St. Louis didn't do them, and they went to the wayside. And they're still out there, but hopefully this can rejuvenate this particular zone, 63115, this corridor. And the more work that the Uhuru movement is doing is being consistent. And what it does is it shows the people that we are here to stay.
Yes.
It's not a fly-by-night organization. We don't do things just for the hell of it and say, oh, we in and out, or to pat ourselves on the back. This is building. This is a foundation. This is concrete. This is material realities. So these are material conditions that we are addressing. So I just wanted to also salute Nina and the president thereof, Christopher Blackney.
Yes, Uhuru.
And I want to I'm gonna throw out some names, of course, and then we're gonna get into some more discussion. We're gonna have Christopher also to come up. It's Ciali, you gotta play these games, you know what I mean? And that's a damn shame too. But anyway, so we shouted out shout out some Megan Green, the board president of the board of aldermen, and Chanice Empress, who supported us. Aaron Johnson, senior, who has the young youth doing the tiny homes. That's great. Young Israel for a performer. That's our local president, Jesse Todd, the people's alderman. He is in here, who has the Todd plan. And the Todd plan is the antithesis to this whole team four. We have our comrade Gregory Reed, such a great storyteller. And we have Comrade Penny Hess, who leads the African People's Socialist Party since 1972. Yeah, I got that screwed up. African People's Solidarity Committee. Okay, don't get me, don't let nothing hit me. I'm sorry. But we want to appreciate that, and also appreciate Comrade Maureen Wagner, Uhuru Bakery Cafe. Yeah, and committee Anthony Bell came out yesterday. Yeah, Anthony. One of our performers who support of the movement. She's not here, but Denisha Young, a great artist, and myself. Jesse Neville, who is the chair of the of the United Uhuru Solidarity Movement. And some representative from the Socialist Party, and of course, Makeda Baraka, not last and not least. And of course, we want to throw out that power and focus for everybody who have put supposed to be. And so if we need, we're gonna have this is a point where we're going to have a little bit more community discussions. I'm asking Comrade Ciali to come up and just talk a little bit about the organization of Nina, the organization of the event, and a brief summation of what you got out of it. Uhuru.
All right, Uhuru, everybody. Tomorrow was phenomenal. I mean, yesterday was phenomenal. Tomorrow's phenomenal too. But yesterday was just so wonderful, but all the work that it took to build it was even more important. Because yes, I mean, there's a lot of different layers to it, to pulling it together, getting the permit to block off the street, doing the outreach, which is so critical for bringing people out. People did come out throughout the day. There was not a boring moment during the day. People were constantly coming to the Nina booth, getting information. We signed up, I think, 6 or 7 people to be members, and even more than that, to be on the mailing list. So, yes. And again, I just want to reiterate and just appreciate everybody that participated. All the performers were excellent. Really appreciated the speakers that came up. Yes, it was. But the thing is, we did this because we wanted to celebrate the community's will, determination, strength, to keep pushing forward. This tornado was devastating. But even before the tornado, and it's come out in a lot of the meetings that we've been to, that before the tornado hit, it was devastating. And when the tornado did hit, it just exacerbated the whole situation to what we're still seeing today, 3 months later almost. So that was the purpose. It was a fight back. It was part of the fight back of the African community to have this block party. And hope to have more of these block parties. Again, it's bringing the community together, giving them the information that they need to have and to be armed with, because unfortunately, the information that the community's been getting, community ain't got that part of the information. And you talk about the money, to rebuild their homes. So we wanted to make sure that the community was celebrated in that fashion. And again, I just really want to appreciate Allie. I don't think Allie's here today, the secretary for Nina. He put in a lot of work to help make this happen. And everybody else here, give yourselves a hand, because you helped participate in making this happen as well. This was a team effort. this block party. This wasn't about one person or anything. It was a team effort that made this happen. So, and yes, moving forward, we got to thank everybody that participated in this, because without their participation, we wouldn't have had the success that we had yesterday. Have to say that off the top. But moving forward, we definitely want to be a part of anything that's happening in the community that concerns the community, being able to get resources to fix their homes, to get power back on in their red tag buildings and so forth. You know, we want to move forward with that process. So we're not forgetting that. You know, we had a block party, but the work still continues. You know, I really don't have any more to add to this. Everything was remarkable. I do want to thank Uhuru Foods and Pies for providing the food. Everything went. I was trying to get me a slice of pie and it's gone. I helped bake. I wanted to get a slice of pie, but everything was wonderful. Just really appreciate everybody that was able to come and participate and be a part of this. And we want to continue that trend and bring more people on board, you know, because we want to definitely have strength in numbers. You know, the more people we have involved in NINA, the more work's going to get done, because there's some things we're going to have to do. The city's not giving up any money, so there's some things that we're going to have to do to help plan for the community what it is that we need to do. You know, this is moving forward. I don't have anything else, but everybody, thank you.
All right, thank you, President Gladney, appreciate that. And we know Nina has been diligent and on the front line for bringing this thing together, and knowing that what Nina's mission is to bring all of Northside together under a particular umbrella, and that's with the interest of the African working class at heart, and to take community control of the neighborhoods, basically.
Right.
And there are many ways that can be accomplished, and we want to appreciate them for that once again. And we thank the leadership of the movement for coming together with that idea, and to say that this is another level of organization that we can have in the community that we need. So more power to us for being very relentless and diligent. You know, we still are really talking about too diligent. We also are talking about still where we are with this process for you know, the aftermath FEMA and things of that nature. And we know that it's important, and we're going to have some community discussion in this particular time frame. But it's very important that for those of you online, if you also are here, we know that we have some people here who have applied for FEMA relief and assistance. Some have gotten it, some have not. We know that the deadline is August the 11th, and that's probably around 11:59. And so if you don't get it in by then, you're gonna be out of luck, SOL. But it's very important to go ahead and apply, because that keeps your case open, and it keeps your case open for a couple of years or so. So even if you do get what that is, and so if you do get approved, or you get some kind of money and things of that nature, then you are in the pool, and then you are in the you know, in the pool, and so they can come back and reevaluate. They'll kick you down whatever they're gonna kick you down at the particular time, but then you can go back to it and say, I need some more. And of course, we know that they still got up to $44,000 up there in the FEMA pot for a home repair. And so even if you lost a cat or a dog or a sofa, whatever it is, you know, that's a loss to you. And some people haven't applied for it, and you still got time. But the other thing is, you know, it's a real deep issue, though, in terms of filling out applications. You know, African people have filled out so many applications in our lifetime and seen so much BS, and just been railroaded on so many levels, and just don't feel like dealing with the bureaucracy and the BS. That's the bottom line of our reality. You understand? We know that at this particular time, it's not where we want to be with our people. We know that we need to take advantage of it. And so you can call and get assistance. There are different things. We'll be talking about FEMA later. And I think our comrade Akinga is going to come up and give us a little more information on that. But just locally, if you need some assistance, you can always contact City Hall. But if you need some further assistance, you can call us at 314-380-8016. That's, if you didn't catch that, that's 314-380-8016. And we have people that will be staffed there, and we can guide you in terms of some resources that we have available for you that you might not be aware of, and can encourage you to really take advantage of this opportunity. You know, today is August the 11th. So that means in about 7, 8, 9.
August the 3rd.
Yeah, today is August the 3rd. That's right. My bad. Yeah, what you? And we don't want to speed that up, because if it was August 11th, it'd be like, oh crap, I forgot. So no, you need to really get on board with that. You know, people, African people, anybody for real. If you've been devastated by this thing, go ahead and fill it out. Like I said, we got resources, we got people that you can call. But you know, the city has been sitting on it. This is what the city government has did, and this is why it's important to go ahead. The city government of St. Louis needs to, and we know this, they need to inject a mass amount of capital into the north side urgently. And this is one of the causes of InPDUM, and this is what we're saying. The city government of St. Louis needs to inject a massive amount of capital into the west and north side urgently to allow our Black community to rebuild and stay in our homes.
Yeah.
The city of St. Louis has $250 million remaining of the RAM settlement. I just wonder what happened to that other money. But anyway, that's before the interest, okay? Allocated now, all of it, to our community, point blank. No ifs, ands, buts about it, no questions for, just cut the check.
Yeah.
That's what they need to do. Plain and simple. Number two, the city of St. Louis had more than $42 million of surplus. At least half of this money, $21.2 million, is available. Allocated to the north side, allocated to the west side. What you waiting for? Why you holding the money? It's a question. But these are some demands, and these are some of the things that you need to ask when we give some more information about this. The city of St. Louis still has more than $285 million in ARPA funds that has not been spent. You heard me? Not been spent. The federal government gave the city this money because of the negative impact of COVID-19. Okay, in our Black community. So reallocate that money to the west and north side right now. And if you drive through the city of St. Louis, like I said before, it's really haunting to look at some of the areas.
Yeah.
And it's really, and you trip off of it. When I came up West Florissant and came yesterday, coming this way, going east on West Florissant, and just noticing, you know, for many years, Fairground Park it's been just shade on that side of the street. That would be this north side of the street.
O'Fallon?
O'Fallon, what'd I say?
Fairground.
Yeah. And they terrible too. Yeah, but O'Fallon Park. Now you don't even see them shades, and it's just a big open area.
Yeah.
It looked like certain parts of the county, but it also has an eerie feel, like it's a desert is about to come this way.
Mm.
It's haunting to me to see it, even though it's a lot of sun. Me and Conrad Westbrook, John said, you know, you don't never see this. This street got way too much sun. Of course, I knew what was up. We didn't have the shade trees. We don't have them breezes coming. So our houses, whatever we got left, not going to get cooled down extra. Ameren already did increase the rate of electricity. So can you imagine now what the bills are going to be? Because you got to run it for their air.
Yeah.
If nothing else, and you cook it.
Yeah.
So coupled with that, compound with that, the ecosystem is off. Colonialism is a mess.
Yeah.
And we got to get up out of this crap.
Yeah.
So what you can do is call the mayor at 314-622-3201. And you can call until the phones just hang up and ain't gonna answer anymore. Call them 2 times, 3 times, call them all day, every day. Call them when they're not even in there. Fill up their voice machines, because let them know that at least if you can't do too much, this is a part of your fight back. This is a part of what we encourage everyone to do at the simplest level in terms of fighting back. Even if you're not out there organizing in the community, which you should. Even if you're not here at the Sunday rally, which you should be. Even if you wasn't here at the block party yesterday, you should have been. And next month, you need to come to the One Africa, One Nation marketplace. You understand? Yes, you should. This month. Ain't it this month?
23rd.
The 23rd, ain't that right? Yeah, what I say?
Next month.
Yeah, well, it's gonna be next month. Is that not right? No. But nevertheless, anyway, all jokes aside, I just want to offer that. And now we're going to we will have some more community discussion about this. Did you need to say something, President Comrade?
Yeah, I just want to piggyback off of what you said real quick, and I'll be very quick. I mean, when he said the fight is still going, it's exactly still going. When he said the money is there, the money is there. When he said call your mayor office, that's exactly what we're talking about. But also during the COVID, they stopped the collection of trying to help the people out, stop the collection of, I guess, certain bills, water being one of it. But why at this junction of time
Yes.
they decided to start back up?
Yep.
They decided to cut your watch card. So not only we tripping off the bills being high, to pay our lights and our air conditioning bills, we gotta worry about how to goddamn wash our backs and clothes. I mean, wash our clothes and etc. Food. You can't cook food without the water. But this is what we're dealing with. They thought it was a great time at this very moment to do that. But not only that, where it's millions of dollars coming in, they claim, and this is the time for us to rebuild. They thought it was a great idea to stop minority contracts.
Yeah.
And this is for the fact a lot of us, but a lot of women. And we know a lot of women is unfortunate single parents, so take care of single houses. So it don't just affect women, it affect the whole house, it affect the whole community. But this is the fight that we're going against at a time like this. At a time like this. But they love saying they got $12 million from the Ram settlement. But when you look it down, $9.5 million is already gone. I mean, $9.5 million was sent to the United Way. $2 million is sent to Mission St. Louis, and $500,000 is going to Red Cross. So she kept talking about some $12 million. It's gone already. Now they want you to go to these organizations that I just mentioned to get some money. So in other words, this leader is steady shifting or delegating her responsibilities. Her responsibilities. We steady saying, city, where's the money going? But they steady pointing you to somewhere else. This is the fight. This is the fight. You understand what I'm saying? We not just saying it just to be saying it. We are actually in a fight. So 100 million. They quote when they quote numbers. They quote it for reasons. So she steady wanted to mention about this $100 million of debris alone that still got to be cleaned up. $100 million, $100 million, $100 million. Why you keep quoting that number? Because you're trying to justify where $100 million for to go, why it can't go back to our community because it got to be cleaned up. This stuff got to be cleaned up. Come on now. Make a long story short, the money is there. Don't let them tell you it's not, because it is. And I'm tired of you, Spencer. Keep giving these organizations this money. The so give it to us and not them. Because you steady creating more red tape for the people to go through. There's more red tape. And the people is tired of it. And shortly before I walk down, I want to also speak on, we had a successful Black Party. You understand? Especially if you look up for us what was going on down the street at the YMCA. They had a big thing going on, back to school giveaways. They had a car show. They had Mike Brown. I mean, there was a big thing down there. And usually on certain holidays, we have to compete with the crowd for us what's going on in St. Louis. It seemed like yesterday we didn't have to compete with nothing. The people showed up. The people showed up. So I want to give a wide applause to all of the volunteers, all Nina, all the InPDUM, all of the people who made that a success. Uhuru. Uhuru.
Krista, one Africa, one nation. Ooh, that's what it's about. I appreciate it. And you're right, because at this time of the year in the city of St. Louis, festivals and activities is very competitive. It's the dog days of summer and everybody trying to get in their last events. And so the people did show up and show out. I think it was very important because it was on the block too.
Yeah.
And people didn't have to go too far. Even if the park is right up the street, but once you walk out your door, can enjoy the activity and be with your neighbors and friends and things that ain't nothing beats that. And that was right on time. So we want to appreciate that once again. Uhuru. So we have one little bit piece of culture coming up to you. We have our resident, we got so many of them. We have one resident poet. Her name is Makeda Baraka. Makeda Baraka, come on up.
I hope you all don't mind today my veering a little bit from my regularly, themed poetry.
You do you, that's right.
But I'm actually producing and trying to cultivate a spoken word show, one woman show. And something happened the other day, and I just kind of got a little I got a little sentimental about starting it at home. For those of you who don't know, I'm from East St. Louis. And yes, always. And I want to start it there. I really would like to. So if y'all know anybody at the Catherine Dunham Center, the Catherine Dunham Museum. I really would like to do it there because it's so culturally rich and so significant. And it's been there forever, since I've been around. So I really would like to hold it there. I haven't been getting any answers lately, but I'm gonna keep on trying. Anyway, the title of this poem is between the covers of her favorite book. And it goes, can y'all hear me okay?
Good.
Okay. Shabby by design, a place stitched crooked in the dark by hands, a plan stitched crooked in the dark by hands that knew how to rob futures and called it POL. I see why.
Okay.
By mouths that twisted truth and spat headlines meant to keep investors afraid and all of us ashamed. But they missed a few things. They never knew the power of the question, who your people? Like sacred code enforcement, a quick way to check your next dumb move, unequaled. Weren't aware that these 89 blocks birthed more than headlines could ever hold. They created and cultivated us, resilient, rooted, rebellious, bold. We built community with what we had, sweat equity, church fish fries, secondhand wisdom passed through screen doors, and the knowing nods of neighbors who were familiar with your grandmama's name before they knew yours. Coming up in a town painted black was like walking through a mirror. Our reflections were everywhere. In the classroom, in the pulpit, in the quick shop, with aunties who knew you had no business in there without a dollar or a reason. Hell, even when we knew who owned the stores, interactions in town didn't hold the aesthetic of economic treason. We were educated by giants in chalk-stained pantsuits and patients who carved out a safe space with construction paper borders and Black History Month murals, even when the curriculum was still a bunch of white power bullshit. And let me just pause and say thank you to every underpaid scholar who cared enough to co-parent aside from teaching, to cut through the system's traps while putting up with all our knucklehead crap. Y'all the real revolutionaries. Thank you to the nosy neighbors who watched from porches like sentinels, and to the neighborhood mothers and grandmothers who could whoop you, feed you, and pray for you all in the same breath. No after hours pay necessary. And reciprocation was appreciated because it wasn't considered owed. The treasure of gratitude came in watching how we grow. And thank you, 189, for giving us parades that felt like a crown, marching us down State Street from the south side to east side, all through the town, showing the world that if no one else made a fuss, we would always hold us down. They look at East St. Louis on the surface, her headlines and disinformation in order to justify gentrification. But we know her between the covers of her book, and we couldn't appreciate her more. We learned early beauty of community isn't always a clean line. Sometimes it's a bloodstained chapter in colonialism about the 1917 riots, about how we carved our place with sweat and mourning, even as they came to massacre the miracle of our upward mobility. How old were you when you found out that June Cleaver was from East St. Louis too? I know, right? Our little city. From what it was to what it had evidently grew. It's the pride for me. It's the painful history against the backdrop of our brave traditions. It's making a way out of none, and the hilarity in miming pulling yourself up by imaginary bootstraps when a thief ran off with your shoes. It's each of you showing up tonight like the city used to when Lincoln Senior High Auditorium was treated like the city's premier entertainment venue, where every program felt like a family reunion and every performance a declaration that East St. Louis matters. So I return, not as a stranger, but as one of your own, watered by collective struggle, blessed by your boldness, blood, and bone. I thank each of you humbly from the bottom of my heart for allowing me to come back and begin my journey, a brand new start as I travel from the second place I will always acknowledge as home. East St. Louis, I'm yours. Uhuru.
Lane two. Yeah, Africa. Whoa. Right on, Makeda. That was right on. That was tight. That was a touching one. Interesting enough, East St. Louis is the third most populated Black community in the United States.
Yes.
98%. There are only two other cities in the country above that. One happens to be in Mississippi. Go figure that. Another tidbit about East St. Louis, as we give a little tidbits about them, you know that they have the most Olympic medals come out of East St. Louis than any other city in the United States. Of course, we know a lot about the culture there, and of course, I'm gonna throw it for St. Louis because we speak, since I'm speaking sports a little bit. St. Louis produces the most professional athletes than any other city in the United States. They're mostly Black. But anyway, so the Midwest, when we talk about the richness of the culture, you know, it is definitely there. East St. Louis ain't nothing but our cousins, GME, the J, the I, the M, the F, the Y, it's GME. Y'all got to know that. Now, some of y'all don't know that, so you know, you don't know what's up with that. Leave it alone. So, okay, I appreciate that. So we need to have some more serious discussion, and we had some levity. I think that was really on point. But did you notice how she put colonialism in there, huh? That's African internationalism in that poetry. Yeah. So we're going to have some more discussion about what we want to do with FEMA. We do have something that we're going to put on the board, right? About FEMA. So this is when we get it situated. But anyway, just to give you a visual and to let you see basically where you can go to, like online. And if you haven't started that process, like we said, please do. This just gives you a link and some visual, and hopefully it can encourage you to go ahead and go online. If you haven't done it, if you need to do it that way, please do it that way. And you see the little pin that says apply. And once you click apply, of course, we're not robots. You have to go through that little thing. And then you can go ahead and submit. And then you'll start, you see how it is. It's real, straightforward. Put 63115, for example, or whatever zip code that you would put in there. And then come down to the state. Of course, you'll say Missouri near the city. And of course, you'll see the little link that says link. But this is a brief tutorial to let you at least visualize to see that although we don't like to go through red tape, some of this we can go through. And some of it is relatively simple, it's straightforward, and we know we need the people to at least start seeing this because like we say, the 11th is around the corner. And if we aren't applying for these monies, it's like we leaving it on the table. And they're not going to try to come back and give it to you. And then we're going to try to fight back to make them do, going through all that, what they should have done. You hear me? You know what I'm saying? What they should have done, what they ain't going to do. But
Sure, they talk to stop.
yeah, and so you see where it says severe storms, straight line winds, and etc. And it kind of qualifies what that is. On May 17th is talking about that. But make sure that you May 16th. Make sure that you do click May 16th. Don't click the wrong date now. Don't. Well, I mean, because then that can throw you out of the loop, so to speak. So just stay to that date. You might have been affected by both. I don't know. But just particular to those who suffer from the EF3 on May 16th, hit that button. And of course, you see the city of St. Louis. You click that, it says St. Louis, and then you'll be prompt to continue on. You see, it's not really daunting at all. It's clean background, it's white. You can read it pretty good. You know what I mean? So hey, just in terms of it's not daunting just in terms of a site. It's pretty clean and decent, You get an A for that. And then of course you see where, just complete the application, the different steps. You talk about unemployment assistance, and then there's business assistance. There's a lot of assistance out there for small businesses who are impacted by it. But one of the catches with that, just on small businesses alone, if you try to go through the SBA or some of these small business entities, they have a lot of loans. And so thereby you got to pay stuff back. So, if you can do it, then by all means, if that's what you need to do that. But if you can find some resource that can just grant you the money for your small business, use that first and foremost. And some of that stuff is a little bit hard to find, but it is out there. And I'm particularly waiting for a link for somebody to send it to me from the meeting yesterday. That's what networking is important. So I'm gonna see, and if they give me that information in a timely enough manner, I'll be able to share that with the masses. Can access those resources if you need it as well. Look, once again, select your disaster-related needs. So your vehicle, your home, scrolling, what we got? Yeah, personal property, type of injuries, like your car and things of that nature. Emergency need, everybody need food, lost utilities, and all that. So what these funds can do, they can help subsidize your cost of living on a whole lot of different levels. They can get a decent grade for at least offering that. The colonizer is the colonizer, so they got to do something. So just know that these forms are out there, and this form is out there, their website. And like I say, if you having any hesitation, if you especially, online listed it, give us a call, 314-380-8016. You can terminate that screen. No, what did you say?
Let it go through it. Uhuru, I just wanted to add, kind of to this and really kind of take the mystery out of this, because I've talked to people in the community that have received money already. And one, they're afraid to spend it, which I found just mortifying, but because one, they didn't get enough. And two, nobody is there to assist people through the process. You fill it out, you get a little bit of money back. I'm gonna use an example. Someone got $9,000, but the roof is gonna cost $15,000.
Yeah.
Now, they give you certain amounts of money. I don't know if there's the ability to go back. There are set amounts of money that they give you for specific things.
Yeah, we go back.
Like for the I think it's for like your emergency needs. Scroll down a little bit more. I think it's food, clothing, etc. They give you $770, I think it's $770 just for filing the claim, recognizing that. at minimum, your refrigerator went out,
Mhm.
lost power, and you lost that food. Now, for the average family or even a single person, that's not gonna compensate for everything, you know, that people lost. That they lost. So I'm encouraging people to, every box on there that you can check it. Everything that is applicable to you, check the box. Like I said, they have set amounts of money that they give for certain things. But if you don't apply for it at all, you won't get anything.
No.
And we can already see that waiting on the city is not gonna, is turning out to be right at this point like a lost cause. Because even as we speak, it's gonna be next week before they open up, you know, another program they claim, and that is supposed to be for, oh, say the word, nonprofits, the smaller nonprofits to be able to,
Yeah.
to get, you know, resources.
How
But
much-
again, I'm encouraging people to check every box that is applicable to your situation. If you're, a lot of people lived in apartments and their landlords didn't supply anything, didn't do a tarp, didn't do a trash can, they did nothing. And during the time we were doing our giveaways, lots of people came because they lost everything. I mean, when I say everything, I mean, what they had was just the clothes on their back. But you, through FEMA, can get money to replace that. And when the tornado first happened, FEMA was not out, and the city was not out ensuring that people knew how to access the process. In the past 2 to 3 weeks, I've had at least 4 handouts on my door telling me to apply for FEMA. Now, that didn't happen May 17th, when it should have happened, but it's happening now. One of the reasons is we have applicants are afraid of this process. And one of the first myths was that that FEMA is a loan. And it's not a loan. It's the Federal Emergency Management, agency. So they have money where the city hasn't made a plan. The federal government has at least the minimal that they could contribute to this process, because this is, remember, it's still colonizing that.
Yeah.
You gotta have some people to do the work, so you're gonna make sure that at least minimally, you know, that people are able to recover in some kind of way. But the biggest thing is that by not applying for this money, it signifies to the federal government that the city doesn't need the money that they're asking for. So it means that the city they're already holding on to their money to see what FEMA will do. But they're not gonna do anything until, and they've said it, and I think we didn't hear it, at least I didn't hear, but now I understand it, because they made it very clear in a budget meeting that I went to last week, was that they don't know what FEMA's gonna do, so they're holding on to the money. They're inching and skinching it out, you know, a little bit. The bare minimum that they have to do is what they're doing, because one, they don't know if they will be able to meet all the criteria required by FEMA to be reimbursed for whatever it is that they spend. And over and above that, we know that the Team 4 plan was the real thing.
Yeah.
And they want that to play out, you know, or whatever as well. But my point really is that August 11th is the deadline. So even people that are here in St. Louis that are listening online, do not let this deadline pass. I said it from the microphone before, and I'll say it again right now. I don't care if a trash can jumped over and blew part of your fence down, something that you know you could fix yourself, but it's a result of the storm. of the tornado. Get it fixed. One thing I didn't realize, did you see that March 15th or March 2025 was on there?
Yep.
And nothing was said. Remember, they said it was just a bad storm. That was a damn tornado. That the city had access to resources or whatever right then to be able to provide for people. I remember the trees torn up from the root on this street. A house down here on the corner of Fair and West Florissant, all the windows were busted out, the tree had fallen, and you heard nothing. Not a single solitary thing. So people went in their own pockets and paid to replace that damage. And I click here and see, here it is up here. Look at that. Look at that. Isn't that something? Now that's very telling to me. That is very, very, very telling. And we just gotta listen, we gotta pay attention. One of the things I heard in the community forum last night, and I was glad that it was said. And it was Pastor Booker said apply for everything. This, first of all, it's our money. And I look at it as reparations. You know, we're due much more than that, but we gotta get it. And I don't care what it is, you know, no matter what it is, like I said, your trash can, like I said, the dog, the cat, whatever it is, apply for it, because once August 11th comes and you don't have a case on file, you don't have any recourse. You have no recourse, and to expect that the city is then gonna come forward and say, okay, well, we'll do it. We already see that's not going to happen. That's one of the reasons why the block party was so important. African man just passed me on the street out there just a few moments ago, and he said, "Thank you for what y'all did." So this community feels and you know, yesterday that's all everybody that I approached was saying thank you. They really appreciated the opportunity to be able to be in their own community. They didn't have to go way up there to Oak Island Park, so they would have to try to find a way to get up there. And I don't care if they gave you a book or a box of crayons, you still gonna have to walk all back down here to get home or do whatever. And we didn't. There were lots of other things happening in the community. You know, schools getting ready to start back, so there were. They had another big giveaway over at that was the Urban League, over at the Urban League, but people still, they came here and they participated. I had a great day and I hope everybody else did too, and hope that people will share that, with everyone that's here. But my real point is August 11th. Anybody in this room, if you know somebody that was affected, because some people just got like water damage, from a broken window, and they felt that they couldn't claim that. You can claim that. You can claim it. It's damage. Claim it. Do it. So if you know somebody, share it with them that they need to go to disasterassistance.gov and file a claim, and they need to do it before August 11th.
Yeah. Okay, appreciate it. That was some good information, y'all, for real. And I appreciate it, and I like the tutorial. So if anybody had any apprehensions about it, you can see how simple it is. And once again, we provided you example of the website itself. We provided you with contact information. We let you know to do it, even if you don't get nothing but $750. Even if a picket was blown off your fence as a result of that, get that money. And because it's yours one way or the other. Which reminds me, now I have to, yes. Come to the mic so everybody can hear you, Sister Carol.
Yeah. But I'm just wondering. Suppose you've already had a lot of things already done. You kept your receipts. And when they release the funds, do you think they can be reimbursed for the money that they paid out to have any work done? I just a question, I just wanna know.
That's a good question, but the even better question is, what about the folks that don't have the receipts?
Well, they probably won't get nothing, but.
That's crazy though.
Yeah, that's true, but if you kept your receipts, I was just wondering, would they reimburse you? Yeah.
Well, I would say no if it's not really disaster related.
Yeah, it's disaster related.
Well, if it falls up on one of them dates, yeah.
Okay, that's what I want.
Yeah, that's what you
Both of you.
2 feet.
I was told yes, got your receipt.
Yeah. No, that's a-
And repeat the answer just in case the folks online didn't hear.
Yeah, that the answer is yes. The question was, if you have your receipts as a result of the incident with the E13 tornado, will FEMA reimburse you for that? And the answer is yes. And
was told yes.
so you heard that 2 or 3 times. Yes, you get your money back. Were there any other questions from the audience or any comments, observations for those who've been going through it that have applied maybe? Or like to share some insights for us?
I think that's critical though, because a lot of people, have been waiting for the city to roll out programs, because they keep saying every week that something's coming. But people have had to go into their pockets, and start preparing things. You can't wait. Mold is growing, it's wet, you're trying to get back to life. But I think that's important, what was just raised about being able, you've got receipts. And if you don't have receipts, find receipts. But one of the things in talking to FEMA, that I understand is that they want to help as much as possible, so as much as you have, but just get on the telephone and call them. The other thing, that I wanted to mention was that there's a lot of people got resources, and there was a little box on there in whatever portion of the claim that they paid you for, and it said appeal. Just a little tiny little box, almost. Invisible.
You'll miss it if you're not paying
Right,
attention.
you'd miss it. You wouldn't think anything of it. And just like the sister said, she only got $9,000, but I haven't touched any of it. She probably has that little appeal box right there too on her claim and doesn't know what to do with it. But people need to appeal, send in your receipts, and if you have a question, call them. Look, my roof was 9,000, it was 15,000, I got the 9 that you sent me. Okay, but I still need, 6 more. I hit the appeal button, and I had a couple thousand, and I started getting work done or whatever. What do I do? They will answer all those questions, for you. And I just want to reiterate that there's at least between $43,000 and $44,000 that they have allotted per household for people to get repaired. But if we don't apply for it, that money's gonna be gone, and the city is not gonna take up the slack. They've already indicated that they ain't gonna do nothing, and they sitting around waiting to see what FEMA gonna do before they do anything as your house continues to deteriorate. So whatever it is, just apply. Just apply. You got a receipt, keep it. I don't care if it's for an extension cord, because you had to run it, from one side of the house to the next, so the power was out on one side.
Mm-hmm.
Get reimbursed for it.
Yeah, you see that. So basically, you didn't hear online. Basically, yeah, keep your receipts. If you got any receipts for any damages, make sure that you have those, and you can use them in your favor and on your behalf. And knowing that the city ain't doing jack, and they sent the money to different institutions and agencies. So hey, even if you got to go to United Way locally, go there. If they got the money, go wherever the money is that the city said that they had distributed that money. So right now we're going to go ahead and make a call for membership. There's no other questions or input, comments about. Yes, come to the mic, please.
Oh.
Well, first I wanted to salute Nina President Christopher Bradley, and and I'm the secretary of Nina, Allison.
Yeah.
The thing that I'm in the same office with them, and I just wanna say for the last month, they have been meeting every day, sometimes almost all day, every day, along with other people in the movement, and then brought organization here to InPDUM. And also, I think there were 4 community meetings that happened, and I just really salute the organization of what resulted yesterday. And, you know, I got to observe it and I learned a lot about that process, but just the tenacity to, you know, believe in this community and to support this community, just really.
Oh, yeah.
And at the same time, Nina, as well as InPDUM and APD have been going to all these meetings. And the city has no intention to rebuild this community.
Right.
They have the intention to continue with their gentrification plans. And that was really obvious, especially on Tuesday night, when they put up a chart that had in the first 1 to 2 months, we did some things. And in the first 1 to 2 years, we're gonna do some more things. And in 7 to 10 years, we're gonna rebuild this community.
Right.
So what's happening between years 2 and 5, which is too far out anyway?
Yeah.
And then they say, well, we spent between 15 and 20 million dollars. They can't even do the math. You know, they have no intention of contributing to this community. But there are other organizations besides Uhuru, along with Uhuru, that are doing things like Action STL. I mean, they have done work in the community. Academy Neighborhood Association, they were there at Mass on Tuesday night, and they're around the Delmar area.
Yeah.
Which got hit hard, and there's a lot of Black businesses in that area. And also, Invest STL that has the People's Resilience Fund, who got up there and said, we gave $3,000 to individuals, what did you do?
Okay.
Nothing,
Yeah.
nothing. And they got together 4 organizations and actually did direct support. And that's $3,000 that they gave out to each person. That's not a lot, but at least they're trying to get money into the hands of the people. And also the Penrose Neighborhood Association was there. And I know that one thing that Deputy Chair who leads APDF and the economic work, and I report to her, was saying we gotta pull together all these organizations and say, first of all, those are the nonprofits that need to get the money. And what the city has done with this $9.5 million that, you know, President Westbrook was talking about is they passed the buck. And if we want any of the money to go to APDF or any of these nonprofits, we have to apply to United Way. So, and how much money is United Way taking out of that money?
Okay, start there,
So,
off the top.
I just wanted to, you know, some of those things I know, you know, in the office of Deputy Chair and Nina and APDF will be summed up more like, how can we pull the people's real solutions together and our real people on the ground really seriously trying to take it on along with this work.
Right on, Uhuru.
Ease where they too.
Yeah.
E Africa.
Ease related to.
Ease where they too.
E Africa.
E Africa.
Ease related to.
All right, comrades. It is my turn at the mic. And you know, this time is not a poem, it's real life. And what we are talking about now is the red, black, and the green. We've talked about the red, FEMA. We talked about the black, that is us. And now let's get to the green. I am here to tell you our goal today is $100. And you online, let me get a little closer. You good people online, because I can't see your face, you can hear my voice. And our goal is $100, okay? You can be a part of this organization or a part of this movement right here with becoming, you can go online to Cash App, $ InPDUM, InPDUM. It'll say InPDUM IEC, which is our organization, okay? You could go to InPDUM.org/donate. All right. That's if you want to use your credit card. It is a safe website. I have been using it for over the last 10 years. It is a safe website, okay? Yeah. And your information will stay your information, all right? Right here in the house, tell you what, we've got dollars. We'll take dollars. We'll take the amount that you do on Cash App. We need that amount to count. And if you're going to go to the website, we also could use that also. $100. We can do that today. Why? The why is every dollar you spend is $1 closer to revolution. It's $1 closer to making us get the dollars that we really, really need to have. The ones that we asking them for, those are our dollars. But right here, we just need 1 or 2, maybe 5 or 10. Make it good, we'll do 20. Now, with that being said, it's cool today. We cool in here. When it was hot outside, we were still cool in here. When it was cold outside, we were warm in here. That, and we can see, and we even got the internet. So guess what? That all takes resources. We have to, conform to what the need is. And right now, to get these things that we need green. All right. Not eventually, we will conform to what we want and how we do it, because we're going to rule, y'all. Yeah, I said it. We're going to rule. Now, if you don't want to rule, you don't have to. But guess what? You can just follow us. Because we won't leave anybody behind. We will not leave one African behind or something. That's all. That's right. We will not leave you behind. We're going to grab you by the hand. You can walk with us. You can run with us, or we can pull you along. But guess what? We are all going to be free. All right. Now, with that being said, right now, we just need your dollar. All right. And I will come back and let you know we made our goal. On second thought, another way you can be a part of this, and you don't have to run with us. You can be one running with us, grabbing somebody else's hand, becoming a member of the International People Democratic Uhuru Movement. Why? Why not? You get more pluses on why than minuses on why not. I talked yesterday and I said, one person can do a good fight, but a fist will make a dent. All right? A big dent. We must unite. And to do that, you can become a part of the International People Democratic Uhuru Movement that is led by Comrade Dr. Marcelo Odom. The basic level of membership is for 1 year, is annual. It is $25 from the day you pay your $25. If you join today and you put your money in Monday, starting Monday, you can start counting your year. The Musa Abantu level membership is $10, and that's annual membership for students and unemployed members. Now, if you were employed last year and it's time for you to become a member again, guess what? You don't have to drop out completely. Get $10. Stay in the game, y'all. Keep running. Because, let me finish. The next membership is George Jackson, Desi Wood level InPDUM membership is $5 for our incarcerated brothers and sisters and children that are behind lines, the enemy line. So there is a level for everybody. There is a cause for all of us. There's a need for every African-born child, for the parents or the relative to be a member of this organization. Why? You got to build a future for them. You don't want to leave them with the BS that we came up in. All right, now my generation I was one of the baby boomers. And what I want to say is, I'm doing what I can now to make this happen for us and our children and our grandchildren. And I ain't got great grandchildren yet, but I got grandchildren. Now, we got to make this happen, y'all. Become a member. And your ideas is just as important as my ideas. And I'm a lifetime member. All right. What that means, that's another level. You'll find out about that when InPDUM have their convention the 20th of September, the weekend of the 20th and the 21st of September. But if you really want to know, I'll tell you, go to the website, look it up, and you can become a member on any level you see yourself on. And it always can go up. Something happened, you may go down, but don't get out the game. Stay in the game. Go to the end. All right. Now, anybody in here that would like to become a member of InPDUM, we got you. All right. Comrade President, hook him up. Hook him up. We got a member, y'all. All right. Every foot in the fight is a foot closer to the finishing line. Uhuru. And with that, want me to do the announcement? Okay, comrade, let's do the announcements. Announcement. Thank you. Okay, do you want to come up and do that?
I'll do that real quick.
Okay.
Pretty much said everything that needs to be said, but again, we want to thank everybody for participating and having a successful block party yesterday. And next slide. We want everybody to come to the next membership meeting. Yeah. That's Tuesday, August 26th at 6 p.m. right here. 4101 West Florissant for those online. We need everybody to come through because, again, we still have a fight to wage against the city. Because the Black community's been steamrolled over and neglected for too long, and we have to come together to make some things happen. And we will make some things happen. Ain't no ifs. It's going to happen. But we need everybody to come on the 26th of this month so that we can make those things happen. That's all I got.
Okay. Now, let's do the rest of the announcements. Volunteer Day is August the 9th at 9 a.m. Is 4031 West Florissant. Help produce and distribute 1,000 pounds of fresh veggies and herbs again this season. All right. African Self-Determination in Action. Sign up at blackpowerblueprint.org/volunteer or 314-380-8016. We got flyers in the back, Conrad. All right. Don't agonize, organize. Black is Back Coalition. I got it right here. Black is Back Coalition for Social Justice, Peace, and Reparation. 17th annual conference, y'all. It is at Dillard University Center for Racial Justice at 2601 Gentilly Boulevard. That's PS 150. Oh, it's $15. I don't have my glasses. Okay. It's in New Orleans. That's where it is. Okay. New Orleans. You got a flyer when you came in. Give you more information. You online. You can go to blackisbackcoalition.org to register for this. Now, we need you to register because the rooms
$95.
The rooms are $95 if you register before.
The rate has changed.
Oh, it was before August 1st. Now the rate has changed. But you know what? Bite it and go. Go. Be there.
Bring multiple people. That's how you cut down the room. Y'all can split the rooms fair. And we'll be talking about how to bring a bus up out of here. But yeah, we want to bring forces there. So come on, we can still do it.
Okay, I tell you what, you call the number, go back, call the number 314-380-8013. So you can find, if you want to go and you need information on how we're going to organize a bus going from St. Louis to New Orleans on that, for that event, call that number and get the information, okay? Uhuru.
What don't tell us?
The Holiday Inn Express, right off downtown, right off the front door.
It's the Holiday Inn Express downtown, right off the French Quarters.
See from New Orleans, so maybe we'll get him to show us around, show him the towns.
What? Okay, and next, the next market dates will be Saturday, July 26th. Nope, August 23rd. Unfortunately, that's the same day as the Black is Back event in New Orleans, but some of us will be here holding it down right here in St. Louis at the market. If you haven't signed up, guess what? It's time to do it, because I already got about 15 vendors. We want you to be 20, 25 is our goal. Come on down and do it. Rage and myself will be holding it down here in St. Louis while we cheer our comrades on in New Orleans, okay? So, go back, please. Okay, to sign up for the, I don't see the sign. Is oneafricaonenation.org. Next. All right. Okay, the Burning Spear. Let me tell you about this paper. If you don't know, you don't know. And if you want to know, you need to get it so you will know. This is the oldest Black run, written, press paper in the United States and probably around the world, because it is in Africa, it is in England, it is on the islands. You can get this paper because Black people want to know what Black people are doing. And Black people need to know what Black people are doing, because this is written for us, by us, for us, okay? And it's only $1. $1. You can have the world in your fingertips, or you can get it online at the, you can get a bundle at the burningspear.store, or you can get a subscription at the burningspear.com/subscribe, okay? We need to get this in every melanated person's hand and all of the supporters of the melanated people, so we will all know what's going on in our world.
And y'all can get the bundle, because this would be an economic development for each one of us too. So y'all can get the bundle to sell it or do whatever. So
Now, you want to know how you can help us out right here on the ground? Come on, next. You can become a part of the. Oh, I forgot about that one. Wait a minute. This is the Burning Spear study. Now, I'm sorry, the InPDUM study. Now, if you want to know what you need to know about this or the International People's Democratic Uhuru Movement, join this study online. Comrade Marcelo Odom runs a excellent educational piece called the InPDUM study on our Revolutionary National Democratic Program, the NRDP. Every Thursday at 7 p.m. Central Time at tinyurl.com/NRNDP studies. Okay. Or you can catch it on Facebook.com/InPDUM. This is a study that every person that is a part of the organization, or if you want to know more about the organization, you can start here. This is the running the ground, step-by-step educational product of the movement. All right. From here, you move up. All right. Or you can do big things right where you are. Either way, you'll be a part of force of that fist, the unity. Uhuru, next. Now, right here, if you want to get your hands into being a part of production right here at the Sunday rally, this is what you can do. We can help organize the Caramoo with myself and a team of Caramoo people. You can serve food, you can help set up, you can help break down. You can distribute leaflets and posters to make calls so we can have a nice group of people here. Because you know what? We don't want to keep talking to ourselves. We want to talk to the people out there so they can be a part of us. And how they gonna know it? They're gonna have to come in. You have to bring them in. Share what you know. Knock on doors. Talk to neighbors. Put out tables. Well, that's InPDUM will help train you to do all of those things. So we need security, y'all, at the door. You know what's happening and where we are in the world, not just on the block in St. Louis, in Missouri, but where we are in the world. We need security on the door. All right. Join the AV team so we can make sure we can get the word out. If you know anything about computers, if you know anything about the web, if you know young man back there that be playing them games, we need you. We need you. Yeah, you. We need you. All right. Yeah. Designing flyers, creating social media posts that tells the truth, not the wannabe, but the actual truth through our organization. And with that, I'm gonna say, be a part of us. Speaking of being a part of us, next Sunday, what I don't have in mind right now for Caramoo, I'm thinking chili. Even if it's hot outside, you know, we're gonna be fine in here. What you think about chili? Chili? Okay, who can bring vegan chili? Huh? I think you better bring the steak and the potatoes. But in the meantime, we gotta feed a mask. Chili, vegan. He gonna bring, okay. Chili, vegan chili. Who's bringing vegan chili? I guess I'll bring vegan chili. Who'll bring regular chili? No, I'll tell you what, the vegan chili usually go first anyway. So I just bring enough vegan chili. Who's gonna bring the sides for the vegan chili?
What's the size? Chicken?
Yeah, you can bring chicken.
Okay, yeah.
He'll bring the chicken, vegan chili with chicken. And what you bringing? A vegetable side? All right, we got vegetables, vegan chicken, vegan chili, and chicken. What you bringing?
Tea.
Tea? We got tea. Wait, let me write some of this down here. Look, if you don't bring it with sugar, we can bring some for you to sweeten it up. We'll bring dessert. All right.
Oh, famous cookies. 'Cause I'm gonna get some.
Dessert. Okay, this was
Cornbread, you said?
that would be good. Who bring cornbread? Who's bring cornbread?
I'll do the.
All right.
Bring some crackers too.
Okay.
What y'all bring, the Austin crackers or the regular crackers?
Huh?
This was a project.
Yeah, but it's still gonna be, we're gonna be in here.
Yeah. Cornbread gotta go in the oven.
Oh, that's right. Well, just skip the cornbread. We got crackers. Skip the cornbread. Okay.
If he's coming back next week.
It is.
Just.
Now, we got tea with Gregory. Vegan chili with 4 feet. Chicken with Westbrook.
Crackers too.
Veggies, I'm gonna get to crackers. Veggie side with Kumba. Desserts with Rage. Crackers with Westbrook. Now, I got one last request. Who can bring some fruit? Some grapes Or, all right, comrade in the back.
You got 2 boxes, Lonnie and this meal. Yeah.
All right, you gonna bring dessert, fruit. All right, I'm gonna just say fruit. I know. Emil and Lonnie.
So y'all won't step on each other's toes, but y'all know what y'all gonna bring, so one,
We'll end up with a bushel of grapes. That'll be fine. I wouldn't care. But we gotta have fruit in summertime. Let's do it. Let's summertime. Yeah, you gotta play that music. Comrades, how much was our goal?
101.
We made our goal, comrades. $101. Went over $1. All right. So you know what? You can get some flyers next week. I want to thank you all. And like Comrade Makeda is planning a one-woman show. 4 Feet Friday, we'll be doing fourth Friday of every month. I'll be at Legacy Books and Cafe from 7 to 9 or 7 to 9:30. We'll be doing next, it's gonna be political, okay? But it'll be an open mic with a spotlight interview that will be what you call it, live stream on Facebook and YouTube. But the open mic will not be on Facebook and YouTube. But at least you'll have a interview with the spotlight poet. And that spotlight poet we'll talk about life and the political aspects of what they've been going through and how we can get them out. And guess what? Everything is political. Everything is political. So I'll be keeping you up on that. All right. And I'm telling you now, soon as the radio station kick off next door, we're gonna move it over there. All right. Uhuru, be looking for 4 Feet Friday.
Good stuff.
All right.
Good stuff. All right now, all right.
I got one last thing to say. Chairman said we are to be everywhere Black people are. That is why I'm taking it to Legacy, because anything in poetry happens at Legacy. All right?
Yeah.
All right. Uhuru.
All right. No, keep it up. Give yourself a round of applause. I want to appreciate y'all for showing up today. Once again, y'all showed up yesterday and showed out, and y'all showed up today. So right on. Next week, will I see y'all again? Yeah. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, ma'am. What you said. So usually we don't give homeworks, but I give a homework, and you could thank Mr. Gregory for this. Next week, try to bring you a friend, a force, a co-worker. Try to bring someone else into the political life, okay? Uhuru. Let's see, y'all. Uhuru.
Bye. Bye.